Welcome to the URA Stewardship and Guardianship Administration. I am Mona B. Jao Gekoyo, the Chief Steward of the United Regions of Africa. Today, we are looking at the CGS, the Community Guardian Service, and this is a transmutation and transformation of the police. The URA S G Administration announces the establishment of the Community Guardian Service, CGS, a complete transformation of the colonial police forces into a sacred institution of protection, service, and harmony. The CGS Guardians are trained in Kigongona discernment, spiritual alignment, physical fitness, and SGEP certification. The CGS is decentralized with capital, regional, zonal, area, and community levels, ensuring that guardianship services are present in every neighborhood. The relationship between the CGS and the community is one of partnership, not fear, one of open doors, regular meetings, community oversight, and shared responsibility for safety and harmony. The Community Guardian Service rises to protect, to serve, and to restore. For me, I've told you that my life transformed and changed in 23 that is 2023. And you know what happened? MWENENYAGA spoke in my mind. For me, when I was in the university, I used to practice Ogai wa Mugikuyu. I used to have a Kigongona kia nyoba. Even now I have it. So I used to pray from that area. And now facing Mount Kirenyaga, when raising the heart, I used to follow the liturgy. And then this grew a lot. And then it even helped me to graduate. The course I was doing, it was complex. And you know, it started 8 hours and I only graduated 19. And you know, after graduating, I proceeded with the spirituality. I also trained in Dubai through the Curies. A lot of skills I gained, let me tell you. Interacted with global people, and also my network expanded a lot and a lot. So at the year 2023, MWENENYAGA spoke in my mind. I was not even knowing it will happen. I never thought even it will be like that. It happened. And then I was given the ability to respond to the voice using my mind, my brain. And even now I can do it. I have been growing with this, and I know it have been a lot. I have talked to MWENENYAGA even now. And remember, MWENENYAGA is intelligent. So even before speaking or not speaking, MWENENYAGA will speak in my mind. And I got prepared. Let me tell you, I was tested with death, and then it was a loyalty test. When I passed this test, I made MWENENYAGA happy. And what happened? MWENENYAGA implanted me with a Kigongona. So there was something done to me. So even this Kigongona is doing magical things. When there is any pain anywhere, it suppresses. There are pulses activated. Also, even threats, you know, there is a lot, let me tell you, this Kigongona. Also about, about frequency synchronization, a lot is happening. And I've been given the permanent protection and service of Arika Mowaj. Arika Mowaj are the 7 angels who serve MWENENYAGA directly. I've told you MWENENYAGA is a soul God. God is one. And the reason why I'm saying MWENENYAGA is because for you to talk about God truly, you need to be aligned to your vibrational frequency. Because God did not just create people. People are created in communities. And the first community to be created was the Agekoyo. And also for me, I'm Agekoyo. And I'm telling you this for real because, communities were created differently. And since Agekoyo community was the first community to be created, MWENENYAGA holds the greatest vibrational frequency. It is the first name that was used to refer to the creator of everything, God now. And I'm telling you for real, this is a reality. God abode here in Kenya, in Mount Kirenyaga. Even old Kenyans used to know because, people have lived a lot. And remember, even when Kenya was not there, the mountain was there. Because I'm telling you, you need to understand how they are this. Because now the colonial, they come and suppress our things. Let me tell you, even education, it was not meant to liberate people, no. So that's why I've told you about the scrutiny of the education. So for me, I'm telling you this to tell you that I have the authority and I know what I'm doing and what I'm saying. I have faced a lot of challenges because when I revealed this spiritual fact to the village I come from, Maragi, And they hated me, they despised me, and even tried to kill me. Even the ACK Gadaba Church in Maragi, it was campaigning for my destruction, claiming I am mad and I am not like that. No evidence at all. Even, it's so unfortunate. And also they used to use spiritual warfare, they used to use Uganga and Uchawi to make me like that, but they cannot be able. Because I'm telling you, for me, I'm protected by the 7 angels, and this is for real. And that's why they were unable. And also at the process, they made themselves unclean, got curses, a lot of curses. Even now, they usually, the desperate usually do it, but I'm telling you, for them, they can lie to themselves. They are fighting MWENENYAGA, but in reality, they are wasting their energy, and that energy will come back to them. It is the one which will destroy them. Because I'm telling you, MWENENYAGA is not being God because of people, or because of consensus, or because of people breathing, or because of prayers. No, it is not like that. It is not even because of the creation why we have MWENENYAGA. Remember, even without that name, even without the name saying God or saying MWENENYAGA or saying Guy, there is that being abiding in the mountain, in our mountain in Kenya, in Mount Kirinyaga. And that being now is a God, the God who created everything. And God, has a pure body of light. There is no gender. God is not like human, so God is not male or female. That's why I have told you clearly, Jesus Christ was not a son of God. So those are idolatry, and it is for real. For you, when you believe fake things, you are the one who will not benefit, and it's better for you to align. For me, I'm not telling you anywhere to do any crime or to be evil or no. I'm telling you, you are given the ability to do a positive thing, negative thing, and neutral ability, not doing. You have the ability of not sinning or not committing a crime. But when you go ahead and do it, remember you will pay, because even without human intervention, there is a cosmic one. Creation, everything operating, even everything which has ever operated, even at the past or of the future, it is operating because of enablement, not because of itself. So the way you see things and see a tree, see the sun, see the clouds, the way you see them as independent entities or things like that, they are not like that for sure, because they are enabled. So what can benefit you in this life is for you to know the enabler, because I'm telling you that is very important. Because when you don't know the enabler, you presume it is the things, and you'll be materialistic, you will have ego, you will not benefit from spirituality. So for me, I have told you about the transformation and transmutation of the government of Kenya. I told you about the compromise of Ruto. It was so unfortunate. Ruto, in 2022 September, that's when he took the oath. And he took the oath and said he will have integrity. But then you can see that time did not go long, because the same year, that's when Charles of England, when Elizabeth died, he became, England, Britain has always been targeting to come back to Kenya and, do rituals at Mount Kirinyaga, so that they can regain Kenya back and global. Because, it was Mau Mau who did a ritual with Mwakefiro, the chief seer. Mwakefiro have been many, because we have the timeline. And that time, there was a covenant sealed. Britain was supposed to fall, and they know very well what happened. So now Charles, wanted to come secretly to the mountain, and that's why they left the military there, the Batuk. The Batuk is there meant to give security for the monarchy. They are evil, they are useless. But then they were warned, military Charles was warned through the Secretariat College of Seers, through the messenger, not to go to that mountain. He was to die if he went there. So what happened when he came to Kenya? In 2023, he changed the plan and went to Mombasa instead of the mountain. And you can see very well when he was here, he was not interested with the Anglican Church. But then he did evil. They did evil rituals to the food, which were, it was even shared with Ruto. So it is very unfortunate to bow to Ruto. And you can see even there were church people there, but they can't know. Because for them, when they see people, they think people are made by what they are having. So they think some are wealthy, but then it's so unfortunate. They don't know the people well. They even don't know the British monarchy well. Because they are Freemason, they are actually the leaders of Freemasonry. Those things you hear as Illuminati. What happens actually? They usually do very dirty rituals at night. Even there are rituals that are done for them. Even they interact with the dead, the negative spirits. For them, they don't do pure things. And it's so evil, let me tell you. So I'm telling you, Ruto lost integrity, and you can see even Ruto taking a bribe to allow homosexuality, which is unfortunate, because these things, it's abominable. It makes people unclean. When you do like that, you cannot be forgiven, because I'm telling you, even sex was not meant to be used with that part. So it's so unfortunate when you do like that. And you can see what the Supreme Court of Kenya did, compromising, allowing registration of homosexuality in Kenya, and still saying the constitution is not allowing. It was hypocrisy, and it was unfortunate. And I'm telling you, when you don't have integrity, you cannot even protect the children, you cannot protect your own heritage, you cannot protect your country, which is so unfortunate. So what I'm telling you, it was known what will happen because creation is having an owner who is MWENENYAGA, and I've told you the name will depend according to how God manifested to the community. And right now, people are not connected to the cultural heritage for real. When you do it, you will benefit, because even every community was created purely. There are a lot of benefits you can benefit from them. Let me tell you, we need to embrace unity in diversity. Let me tell you. So I'm telling you, that is what happened. People getting compromised, and I'm telling you, there are also causes, also consequences. The most unfortunate thing is people cannot perceive or know how causes work, because causes is not about what you are having, no. Because some people presume that when you have some, they think blessed people are the ones having this or money or no, or control. No, it's not like that. You only be able to understand the creation better when you also start understanding the cosmic energy. Because I'm telling you, there are many people even who are cursed, but they have that money. Some have joined that Freemason. They are used in luge harvesting, because there is that. When people are crying and dying, there are people who are happy and spirits who are happy, who feed on that. And also the people's happiness, it is also fed to non-human entities. So I'm telling you, their work is right just to have money or such, and thinking they are controlling, they are not controlling anything. So what will happen? There could be cosmic cleansing, because people cannot continue to be such evil. Because I've told you, creation belongs to MWENENYAGA, who are born in Mount Kenya. And for me, I have the authority. I can see MWENENYAGA with my own eyes, interact directly, operate from there. For me, I'm telling you, even right now, I can use my brain, ask anything from MWENENYAGA, and I'll get the response back. Hear the voice clearly. And even before I have done that, MWENENYAGA is knowing everything. That's what I'm telling you, because MWENENYAGA is a God. So MWENENYAGA manifested. What is going to happen? Africa will be one nation. That is the only thing which can protect us and help us, because even the CGS, the Community Guardian Service, the police will be going to have, the police will not just be about Kenya, it's about the whole of Africa. And I've told you that Africa will be one nation, one country. The 55 countries will be one. And I'm telling you, it will be divided into 5 regions. The countries at the northern part will be the northern region, western region, central region, eastern region, and southern region. And then those regions will be divided further to sub-regions, and sub-regions will also be divided further even to zones and sub-zones and also areas. So I've told you there is a blueprint of what will happen about this Africa. And I'm telling you, even you can go and look at the country where it is falling, because I've indicated all the countries in the region they are part of, because I'm telling you this what will benefit you. And I'm telling you, even we are going to, even when we are like that, even our military will be able to protect us, because I've told you the military now will be called the Guardian Forces of URA, having 3 branches. The current army will be the Land branch, the Land Guardian. We have the air and space. The Air Force will be air and space, because I've told you there is a lot, even integration of a lot. And I've told you about the Naval Guardian. And so now the 3 are making now the Guardian Forces of URA. And we are going to have a lot, even for the CGS, the police, it will be going to have a lot. Even be able to protect people for it and know what is happening for it. Because, if you want to benefit, you need to work even with spiritual eyes, let me tell you. Because I'm telling you, when people lie, it doesn't mean that they must lie. No, they cannot be able to sustain the lies when the Arika Mowaja are involved, when real spirituality is involved. Because I'm telling you, right now, the way you see Africa is, Africa will not remain like that, because we have a lot of wealth. I'm telling you, even we are the ones who are having the minerals. I'm telling you, it's a lot. So I can recommend you go to Kigongona program, and also you can subscribe to the seminar. There are also seminars where people are getting trained. So and right now they are in 4 locations: in Murang'a town, in Thika, in Nairobi, in Rogai. And remember, for the seminars, it is not about having money. That is not a guarantee of you attending the seminar. No. Remember, for these seminars, you apply, when you apply, you got the application process, it is a lot, because it is not everyone who is clean or who MWENENYAGA, can accept, because I'm telling you that means that there is a problem which the divine is solving. No, it's not like that, because even the people who are evil, who kill people, they are also enabled, just like the people who are doing good, and they are also not enabled to do evil. No, God did not create something like that. They are enabled to do good, evil, and neutral. But for them, they have the free will of choosing what they will do. But because they are useless, that's why they can choose evil. And that's why they do evil. I'm telling you, there will be transformation, and we're going to have to change a lot. Even Kenya will benefit a lot, because we are not poor. Even in Kenya, you can see there is a mining of titanium in Kwale, and the mineral sands, producing the luteal, the titanium dioxide pigments. There is a lot, even the ceramics. But you can see we don't have the smelters and refineries. You can see they take through the reckoning, they take the raw ore, which is unfortunate. We need to process things ourselves so that we can even make the finished goods domestically for us to benefit. Even we have manganese in Kilifi. Even in the phosphate in Elgeyo Marakwet, phosphate even we make the hydrofluoric acid, which is very critical in components for electronics and refrigerants. And also, we need domestic manufacturing for us to have sovereignty. Even in Africa, you can see the iron ore. At the mine, it is worth 2.8 trillion. At the mine, it becomes 25.4 trillion once processed into steel. You can see now the value is being made elsewhere. And you can see, it's so unfortunate. Even bauxite worth 874 billion, it becomes 5.2 when refined to alumina, and even 15 billion when it went hard to be aluminium. I'm telling you, Africa is not poor. Africa is losing billions each year by shipping out raw coconut, cocoa, gold, cashews. I'm telling you, those nuts, instead of turning them into chocolate, refined bullion, and also packaged nuts. So what I'm telling you is, remember, it's not about money, because even the countries you think have money, they are digits which are not having value, because money is fiat globally. I'm telling you now, you need to be given value, because value is there. We need technology transfer, we need intellectual property, we need to know what they are doing for them to make their things, because when they do that, because when we do that, we're able to make things ourselves, that's what will happen. That's why I've told you there is also the Mineral Act, because I'm telling you there is a lot. Even you need to know a lot. Africa is not poor. It has been looted. So right now, there will be healing. And I'm telling you, these United Regions of Africa, URA, we're going to benefit us, let me tell you. Thank you very much.